Daily life in Scythian society was a tapestry woven with threads of adventure, tradition, and deep connection to the land. The Scythians, known to the ancient Greeks as fierce horsemen and formidable warriors, lived on the vast steppe lands stretching from the Black Sea to the Altai Mountains. Their world was shaped by wide skies, rolling grasslands, and an ever-present sense of movement. For they were, above all, a nomadic people. Yet, behind tales of conquest and legends etched into gold, there was an intricate pattern of everyday life, of kinship, work, rituals, and the gentle rhythms of survival. Imagine the first light of dawn breaking across the horizon, painting the steppe in pale gold. A Scythian camp stirs, a cluster of felt-covered wagons and tents, their forms blending seamlessly with the earth and grasses. The air is fresh, brisk, scented with dew and the faint tang of horse. Children emerge, rubbing sleep from their eyes, already accustomed to the wind and the calls of birds overhead. Women, wrapped in woolen cloaks, stoke cooking fires and set about preparing the day's first meal. Simple fare, perhaps millet porridge sweetened with wild honey, served alongside goat's milk. Life rises slowly but deliberately, with every member knowing their role in the delicate balance of the encampment. Central to Scythian existence was the horse. These animals were more than just means of transportation. They were companions, status symbols, and even spiritual guides. From the youngest age, boys and girls were taught to ride, learning the ways of the herd and the secrets of the wild. Mastery of the bow and a swift, sure seat upon a galloping mare were skills passed down through generations. The bond between horse and rider ran deep, reflected not only in daily tasks and warfare, but also in burial rites, where favored steeds might accompany their owners to the grave, immortalized in art and memory. Society was organized into clans or kin groups, each led by elders respected for their wisdom and prowess. Decision-making was communal, yet leadership came with expectations of generosity and bravery. The Scythians valued freedom and individual skill, fostering a culture where personal honor and reputation mattered as much as collective welfare. Alliances were forged through marriage, feasts, and the mutual exchange of gifts, often elaborate objects crafted from gold or adorned with animal motifs, symbols of kinship and divine favor. The roles of men and women intertwined, each contributing to the survival and prosperity of the group. Men often hunted game or raided neighboring tribes, bringing back not just food and goods, but stories spun around the evening fire. The hunt itself was a communal act, blending skill, courage, and strategy. When the herds moved or game grew scarce, the whole clan set out together, packing belongings onto sturdy wagons and tending flocks of sheep and cattle. Women managed the intricate logistics of camp life, processing hides, weaving blankets, brewing fermented mare's milk, and tending to children with a keen eye for safety and learning. They too could be warriors, riding to battle beside husbands and sons, their prowess immortalized by Greek chroniclers and Scythian legend alike. Children grew up with a fierce sense of belonging. They learned quickly how to read the weather in the wind, the stories in the stars, and the dangers hidden in long grasses. Games involved foot races, wrestling, and games on horseback, a preparation for the demands of nomadic life. Older children watched elders at their crafts, smithing weapons, inlaying jewelry, chopping firewood, or tending to livestock. Knowledge was handed down through stories, not written words, for the Scythians kept their histories alive in song, art, and communal memory. Religious beliefs permeated every aspect of Scythian life, creating a bond between seen and unseen worlds. Shrines made from wood or stone dotted the landscape, devoted to deities of earth, sky, and fire. Rituals honored these gods with offerings of grain, animals, or precious objects, seeking blessings for health, victory, and bountiful pastures. The Scythians revered the hearth as the center of domestic and spiritual life, a place of warmth and connection. Fires burned day and night, symbolizing the continuity of clan and the favor of the gods. Trade was a lifeline, linking the Scythians to the distant cities of Greece, Persia, and beyond. Skilled artisans fashioned intricate golden jewelry, vessels, and weapon ornaments, often traded for goods not easily found on the steppe. Wine, olive oil, textiles, and salt. Markets erupted whenever caravans arrived, blending languages, colors, and customs in a lively swirl. These exchanges brought stories and new ways of thinking, but also challenges, as outside powers sometimes sought to dominate or exploit the Scythian way of life. In times of peace, the days unfolded with predictable rhythms: herding, mending, storytelling, laughter, and the pleasures of good food and drink. Festivals punctuated the calendar, marrying feasts with song, dance, and contests of strength or skill. Skins of fermented mare's milk, arag, were passed around, and families celebrated the endurance of another season. Musicians played stringed instruments and flutes, their melodies echoing across the plains, while dancers spun tales of heroes and ancestors through movement. Yet, the Scythians knew that peace was always fragile. Rival tribes or distant empires posed constant threats. Warriors maintained their weapons, reinforced alliances, and stayed vigilant. The famous Scythian bows, made from wood, horn, and sinew, were powerful enough to penetrate armor at a distance, a testament to both innovation and necessity. Strategies of hit and run, quick, mobile, unpredictable, reflected not just military acumen, but the realities of survival in a world without fixed borders. Death held special significance among the Scythians. Burial mounds, or kurgans, dotted the horizon, rising above the grass as reminders of lineage and legacy. Important individuals were interred with grave goods, jewelry, weapons, even sacrificed servants or horses, reflecting their status and the belief in an afterlife. These tombs were not only monuments to the dead, but centers of ritual for the living, places to honor ancestors and seek their guidance. Beneath the grandeur of legend and the gold of the burial mounds, however, it was the ordinary acts that defined Scythian daily life. The tightening of saddle girths in the morning, shared cups of broth as the cold wind rose, gentle words whispered to a favorite horse, the laughter of children playing in the tall grass. These moments held the real secrets of survival in the endless expanse of the steppe. The Scythians adapted ingeniously to their environment. Winters were harsh and biting, summers dry and blazing. Their clothing reflected both practicality and artistry: long trousers, high boots, tunics, and elaborately decorated belts and caps. Layers of felt, fur, and leather provided warmth, while intricate tattoos etched into skin told stories of lineage and accomplishment. Shelter came from portable homes, yurts or tents, easy to dismantle and move, resilient against wind and cold. Despite their reputation as fierce warriors, the Scythians possessed a rich artistic tradition. Their crafts were vibrant with animal motifs: deer, griffins, eagles, each a symbol carrying meaning in both myth and reality. These designs appeared on jewelry, weapons, and textiles, transforming practical objects into emblems of identity and faith. Artists worked alongside warriors and herders, their skill a source of pride and connection to ancestors. Women's roles were multifaceted and respected: keepers of tradition, arbiters of justice, and at times, chieftains in their own right. They bore children, managed conflicting kin ambitions, negotiated marriages, and resolved disputes. They wielded influence in both domestic affairs and broader clan politics. Their wisdom was sought in matters of healing. Herbs, poultices, and ancient incantations offered comfort in sickness and guidance in childbirth. The Scythians' relationship with nature was one of respect and reverence, but also competition. Wolves and bears prowled the ever-shifting border between wild and tame. Seasons could bring both abundance and disaster. The opening of each spring was met with both relief and preparation, as the rhythms of migration and calving gave way to new cycles of growth and opportunity. Through centuries, Scythian culture demonstrated a remarkable resilience. Empires rose and fell around them, yet the patterns of Scythian life, mobility, independence, skill, and artistry, endured. Outsiders often misunderstood them, viewing their refusal to settle in cities or adopt foreign customs as wildness. But within their society existed a sophisticated system of values, an understanding of the steppe's demands, and a fierce pride in freedom. In every firelit story and every golden artifact, the daily life of the Scythians lives on. not just as a tale of war and migration, but as a testament to a people who thrived amid challenges, who found beauty in motion, and who celebrated life in its fullness out on the endless grasslands. From dawn's first chills to the final embers of the evening fire, the Scythians shaped their world with discipline, courage, and a joy rooted in the simple acts of living. And as the wind continues to blow across the steppe, carrying echoes of hooves and laughter, memory and dream, the legacy of Scythian daily life endures, a story of adaptability, endurance, and the deep ties between people and the wildlands they called home.